When the last ice sheet melted back to the Arctic Circle, a new world emerged, teeming with life. Animals and plants began to fill the ecological niches left behind, like survivors of a great flood. Many found their homes in the vast expanse known as the Great Steppe of Eurasia. This immense stretch of land, running from Manchuria to the Danube, became a natural highway for life. The Great Steppe, much like the North American Great Plains, is windswept and semi-arid. It has fiercely cold winters and scorching summers, but it played a dramatic role in the history of food. Grasses, with their tough roots, dominated the steppe, making efficient use of limited rainfall. These grasses supported wandering herds of grass-eating animals, creating a complex food web. Humans, the most effective predators, thrived by hunting these herbivores. The first steps towards the milking revolution began long before actual milking practices. Neolithic peoples discovered that meddling with wild grasses and animals could cushion against food shortages. This discovery took place in the well-watered Fertile Crescent, south of the steppe. Early farming centers emerged in the Fertile Crescent, Anatolian Plateau, and the Levantine coast. Around 10,000 BC, hunter-gatherers noticed that uneaten grasses bore seeds worth collecting. Over centuries, they encouraged these grasses to reseed and ripen systematically. This led to planned cultivation and eventually domestication of cereal grasses like wheat and barley. Meanwhile, hunting relied on vast populations of hoofed and horned grass eaters. These animals roamed the steppe and mountain foothills, maintaining an ecological balance. Among them were bison, gazelles, antelopes, and future domesticated milk givers, goats, sheep, cattle, and horses. Domestication of these animals was a gradual process, starting with hunting and capturing young. The first successfully domesticated animals were goats and sheep, small enough to handle. Over generations, these animals accepted human control and began to deviate from their wild ancestors. The huge wild ox, or aurochs, was a more challenging candidate for domestication. Despite their size and ferocity, aurochsen were eventually domesticated into cattle. Early domesticated cattle were smaller, making them easier to manage. Milking likely began as an experiment, with humans mimicking the suckling rhythm of young animals. Early milk yields were small, but the practice became well established by around 6,500 BC. Living with domesticated plants and animals led to conflicts between sedentism and mobility. Tending crops required staying in one place, while herbivores needed to roam for food. This dilemma highlighted the challenge of balancing food demands with environmental sustainability. Modern economies have not solved these problems but have displaced them from public view. The story of the Great Steppe and its role in human history is a testament to our complex relationship with nature.